Hi everyone, it's Helen Horta here, founder of Form Help, and we are on the australia.gov.au/states website. Now, I've done some guides on how to complete the Australia DPD or Digital Passenger Declaration, and I'm finding that lots of people are asking whether I know what the entry requirements are for each of the different states and territories. So I decided I needed to address the entry requirements for each of the states and territories. Now, before I begin, I have a couple of requests. Now, I have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2022. So if you can help out, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Thanks, everyone. Okay, now let's get into seeing what the entry requirements are for South Australia. Okay, South Australia. So as you can see here, we are on the Government of South Australia website, and we're looking at international travel. So international arrivals. All people travelling in and out of Australia should be aware of the Australian government's requirements for international travellers. Now, more information is available on the Department of Health's website. Now, for vaccinated travellers. So international travellers to South Australia are considered fully vaccinated if the person has completed a primary course of an ATAGI approved or recognised vaccine, or they are under 12 years of age, or they are between 12 and 17 years of age and are travelling with a vaccinated parent or guardian, or they have a medical exemption certificate. So while international travellers will be able to arrive in South Australia with the above conditions, they will still be subject to vaccination requirements under other directions. Example, only people over the age of 12 who have received a full course of a COVID-19 vaccine are allowed to enter high-risk settings. Now, you are required to have a pre-arrival negative test result in line with the information specified on the Department of Home Affairs website. Okay, so on arrival to South Australia, you must undertake a COVID-19 PCR test within 24 hours of arrival in South Australia and quarantine until your test is taken. Now, I did actually ring up the 1-800 COVID for line for South Australia, and the person that I spoke to did confirm that, yep, all you need to do is take that PCR test. It needs to be a PCR test within your 24 hours of arrival in South Australia. And he said to me, if it's negative, then cool, you can just go about your day and, do whatever you need to do. However, if you do test positive, then you do need to self-isolate for 7 days. So for the next part here, it says no entry into high-risk settings for 7 days after arrival. Okay, so even if you do test negative, you should not be entering any high-risk settings for at least 7 days after you arrive into South Australia. And then note, if you have not completed a course of COVID-19 vaccine approved or recognised by the TGA, for example, if you've only had one dose of a 2-dose course, then you will be classified as an unvaccinated traveller. Okay, unvaccinated travellers. So you are required to have a pre-arrival negative test result in line with the information specified on the Department of Home Affairs website. And if you are unvaccinated and travelling to South Australia on arrival, you must quarantine as directed for 14 days after arrival, undertake a COVID-19 PCR test within 24 hours of arrival in South Australia, and then on the 6th day after arrival, and then on the 13th day after arrival. And then you need to check your symptoms for 14 days after arrival. Now, depending on your circumstances, your quarantine will be completed at home or at a Medi hotel. Now, note that travellers unvaccinated under the age of 12 years and 2 months can enter South Australia as vaccinated travellers, all right? So if you are unvaccinated and you're under the age of 12 years and 2 months, you will be deemed as vaccinated. Completing quarantine. Now, depending on individual circumstances, travellers will be required to complete quarantine in a Medi hotel or at home. Travelling overseas. Now, Australian citizens and permanent residents aged 12 and over who are fully vaccinated with an approved or recognised COVID-19 vaccine can leave Australia without needing an outwards travel exemption. Now, all children aged under 12 years count as fully vaccinated for travel purposes. And then there's links over here for you to read. And as you can see here, this page was updated on the 28th of March 2022. And those are the requirements for overseas arrivals into South Australia. So hopefully you've found that helpful. Wishing you all the best and safe travels. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And it's Helen Hortai, founder of Form Help, signing out. Bye.